Sag, what up? And welcome to Swimming Through the Void. This will be a look into the year ahead today for the sign of Sagittarius, wherever that resonates at for you in your birth chart. Keep in mind, we do all have a ninth house as part of our birth charts, and we all deal with Sag energy in some way in our realities. Time and energy are fluid as well, so take what resonates here today, leave the rest for someone else. And these messages are timeless as well, so whenever you find yourself here, there will be a message here for you, probably in regards to the year ahead from wherever you're standing or watching. With that, I used this Moonology deck today along with the Shaman's Dream and the Illuminated Earth to help me catch the vibe of the year, to help me tap in with your energy. There's a lot that came out for you. I think this is going to be a big year for you, Sag. But I think the best message here is the overarching energy with the Moonology, where it's actually the new moon in Sagittarius, and it says luck is on your side. And right under that, we have the full moon in Libra, and it says a win-win outcome is forecast. So it feels like the divine is with you, Sag. The universe is working in your favor this year. And what this year feels like, in regards to these cards, is it feels like it's a year of, it's a new start, it's a new beginning, it's a year of new connections and new contracts. It's a year where you're going to be almost like renewed and refreshed. On the bottom of the Shaman's Dream, the bottom of the Shaman's Dream, we have Garden of Venus with rest and renewal, but this kind of overlooking energy from the Shaman's Dream is the Straddling Worlds card, wandering between realms, right? And that it's very much in alignment with where we're at astrologically speaking as well, where we have all of the outer planets, ready to go direct, and we have Pluto finally out of the sign of Capricorn, where it's been since '08. We have the nodal points shifting from Aries and Libra into Pisces and Virgo. And so there's a lot. It's just like this huge gust of different energy. And all of this energy, is going to be air and fire, to where it's been water and earth. It's been very dense and pretty heavy for a lot of us over this past handful of years. So it's going to be a little bit quicker moving. It is going to be lighter. It's going to be, I'm feeling like swift, right? A lot of change coming this year, though, like I said. And the first card to come through for you in the Moonology deck today was the Mutable Moon, and it says nothing is yet set in stone. And to me, this mutable energy is really just about being able to kind of roll with the punches and go with the flow as things are changing in a big way. It feels like the divine is asking Sagittarius to really, I don't want to say pump the brakes, right? Because I do feel this energy of things starting to move. But it's about like keeping a good pace and not overdoing it, and making sure you're taking care of yourself. Self-care and self-love, as well as getting shit done type energy, right? Second card to come through for you in the Moonology deck, New Moon in Libra. All of the signs have been getting this energy coming through for them in the year ahead readings, and it makes perfect sense with, the past 18 months having the South Node going through the sign of Libra. We had a lot of relationship clearing and a lot of things happening within relationships that are bringing us into a deeper understanding of our own selves, North Node in Aries, and our path and our purpose and the role that we play in relationships, and what the relationships in our lives are trying to show us or teach us, help us integrate. So I do not feel that this is only speaking to romantic cycles either. I feel like this is new relationship contracts overall. I feel like this is new soul family, new coworkers, new business partners, new romantic relationships as well, after a tough cycle, right? And I think we can all agree that the past few years have been pretty gnarly, right? You got this full moon in Capricorn energy coming through as the third card that came through out of the Moonology deck, and it says the end of a tough cycle approaches. And you got the hollow bone in the shaman's dream, you got the perfect storm, and you got the winter's dream. Now, I want to say as well, we're in a 9-year, and seeing this winter's dream, it's number 63, which numerologically speaking is a 9 as well. And we have this straddling worlds. So I think that 2025, just generally speaking, is going to be a year of clearing, tying loose ends, and closing the doors. And it very much is an in-between worlds type of energy. So with the hollow bone, with the mutable moon energy, it's like really, I'm feeling like temperance vibes, which is your card in the tarot as well. But it's like about working with the energy that is right here, right now, in order to turn it into something beautiful, right? Turning that lead into gold, and really being able to move with it and having patience and being in the moment while we do. It feels like whatever happens through this year for you, Sag, is really, this is the perfect storm, the courage to step into life. And so it feels like there are going to be things happening this year that are really maybe going to push you out of your comfort zone, but this isn't in order to ultimately get you into this new space to help you, step into your power, I feel, in a sense. Garden of Venus, rest and renewal, winter's dream, gestation period. There is this vibe of like self-care. Maybe some of you like doing things like a spa day or a salt bath or just getting out in nature, getting a massage, something like that will be really good for you. Kind of like get that last cycle up off me type energy. And then in the illuminated earth, you got patience, plants, and there's our relationships again. Conclusions are within reach is also wanting to be seen, but I think that kind of sums it up. I feel like there's a lot here, but it's new. It's brand new. The end of a tough cycle approaches. There's some shifting happening, but ultimately this is like, again, you're moving toward blessing, Sagittarius, and luck is on your side. So I'm going to say a quick prayer and we're going to dive right into this message. For these year ahead messages, I've been starting off with one deck to grab a card or two for each quarter of this year. And then we've been switching it up, changing decks, and grabbing a card or two for every month, just so we can kind of get a better idea of what we can expect as we move through this year. Sagittarius, thank you so much for being here in this space with me. Thank you for stopping through and showing love. Thank you all for your patience with me as I've been kind of slowly but surely knocking these year ahead readings out as time permits. So I appreciate your patience through this process as well. Let's get it, my sages. Holy Divine Mother and Father, Holy Spirit, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels, Archangels, Ancestors, messages for my sages today, for the Sagittarian collective, for their highest good. Anything Sag needs to hear or know, any messages that will bring them clarity and confirmation, healing, wisdom, understanding, any messages that will empower Sagittarius and help them align with their highest selves, with their highest timelines, with their best lives, and of course, above all of that, any messages, that will help Sagittarius align with the highest divine will for their journeys through this lifetime will be truly appreciated. All praise and glory to the Most High forever and ever. Om. Amen. Ashe. Double temperance on the bottom of the deck. I think, should we even grab a card or should we just be Spirit? We hear you. Spirit has entered the chat. Anything else? What's the theme of the year for Sagittarius this year? Spirit's like, you heard me. You heard me. Thank you. And what came out with that is this Knight of Wands. And I find it interesting that this is like the alternate version of the Knight of Wands. We still see that there are the salamanders on the Knight's tunic, which represents protection. It's kind of like your spirit guide saying, hey, we're here with you, we got you, you're protected, you're good. The salamander kind of represents protection, immunity to the fire, right? Double temperance, though. Sagittarian energy, it is a message of patience. It is a message of magic. It is an energy of remaining grounded and also remaining connected with our spirit, with our emotions. And I like this symbology here with 1 foot on the ground and 1 foot in the water, because we have the north and south nodes that just shifted into the signs of Pisces and Virgo, right? Virgo being earth, Pisces being water. Virgo very much being our daily routines and our work and our health and things of that nature, as to where Pisces is kind of more so our spiritual self, our spirit, our spiritual practice. And I do feel like the next 18 months are really going to be about us connecting spiritually, but also keeping that grounded here in our everyday and asking ourselves how our spiritual practice benefits us, benefits our life, benefits our path. Are there any new practices we'd like to incorporate? Are there any old practices that we're not feeling aligned with anymore? And things of that nature. Ultimately, though, temperance is temperance. It is patience, and it is very much an energy of being able to go with the flow. It's also a message of connecting with your angels as well, connecting with your spirit in whatever way that resonates for you. So now we're going to jump into the tarot. I'm going to grab these cards for each quarter, and then we'll dive into the other deck and we'll break it down month by month. Spirit, what's this first? I'm being guided to, before we jump into the tarot, grab a card of what Spirit is asking us to incorporate more of this year. And we have divinity on the bottom, but let's see what flies out. What is Sagittarius being called to bring? What energy is Sag being called to bring more of into their realities through this year? Please, Spirit. Enchanted. So it's magic, right? It's magic, it's growth, it's action, it's ascension. So I really feel this does feel like an energy of getting out of our comfort zones, of breaking old ways of doing things, old habits, old thought patterns, trying new things, being open to kind of getting out of that what's the norm to us and doing something different, and also connecting with the magic that is all around us at all times, and trying to and really what I'm hearing is looking for the magic in our day-to-day. So what is this first quarter looking like for Sagittarius, please, Spirit? Let's go. Second quarter. Wow, interesting. Very interesting. Can I get one more card with that? What is this, Spirit? Okay. Third quarter. What's the third quarter? Fourth quarter. Sag, this is going to be a big year for y'all. What's the last quarter looking like for Sag? All right. So the first quarter here, And we do have also this Scorpio energy on the bottom of the deck. We have the Death card, endings, new beginnings, transformation. What I'm actually seeing in my mind's eye is that flower kind of coming up through the concrete energy. And what I feel from that, Sag, is that you've really been through a lot, and probably over the past few years. And it really feels like, and while, yeah, we did have this Blossom card as well, it really does feel like you've come a long way. And like this is going to be a year of, it's like I'm almost seeing you shapeshift, bloom into a new form, come into a more full and authentic expression of yourself and your divinity. So it feels really good. And with the first quarter kind of confirming that, we have the Magician and the Five of Pentacles. And this is coming through in you know, a lot of different ways. I feel like some of you have really healed yourselves on a deep level. I feel like you guys have risen in consciousness and come to a deeper understanding of how you co-create your reality. And it's like you're taking the reins in a sense. You're kind of consciously co-creating something different than your past experiences. This also feels like a lot of you have overcome a lot of like negative internal thought patterns and mindsets and energies like that. And for some of you, some of you are even like breaking something like poverty or some type of disease in your family line, in your lineage, in your ancestral lineage, something like that. It feels like you are making magic, making do with what you had. And again, that Temperance energy, it's like we're going to take that and we're going to turn it into this gold over here. That's very much what this Five of Pentacles and Magician. Wow. Interesting the way this energy is coming through. There was some type of blockage or hindrance internally for somebody connecting to this message. And I feel like, yeah, and then as I say that, I look down Mercury and Taurus. For some of you, this was like poverty consciousness or poverty mindset. For some of you, it's like something that ran through your ancestry. So like I said, this is coming through in a lot of different ways. I feel like for some of you, this was with your body, like some type of sickness or illness. Even things like cancers that may have run through your family. It's like because you're changing your mind, you're changing the trajectory of your life where you're breaking that. For others, it's financial. And for others, it's relationship stuff too, and self-worth stuff that you're really stepping into, overcoming and breaking and healing. So wow, this is deep stuff here, Sag. So we're going to look into, since we're already well into this first quarter, we're going to look into the rest of February, and then we'll look into March. So what does the rest of February look like for Sag? Let's go. We have the Ace of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles. Sagittarius, you are really taking the wheel. You're taking action, you're stepping into your power, and you're creating a legacy. You are creating your legacy, and it feels like for a lot of you, you're at either like the beginning phase or stages of that, or you're like in the beginning of this new phase of whatever it is you're creating, whether it is something like a business or whether it is a family or, you know, it's your life. Ten of Pentacles here in the physical. It is your income. It is your, you know, your creations, your art. It's like you guys are moving into something new and you're creating something big here. despite the fact that there has been blockages, roadblocks, hindrances, chaos external to you. You guys, this is Sag, I feel like this energy where it's like you should be so proud of yourself, man. Because I'm literally feeling symbolically all that you have had to like face and overcome and get through. We'll just put it like that. In order to get here. But it's like you're going places. I hope that makes sense, because this Ace of Wands and Ten of Pence feels huge. You're like, I got shit to do, man. I'm creating this. Abundance, wealth, a family, a business, this offering, whatever it is. So what does March look like? Beautiful new beginnings, new opportunities. Some of you passionate new connections coming in. I feel for a lot of you this is like, some of you are even connecting with new business partners or collaboration, people that you're going to collaborate with when it comes to some type of passion project. I see people admiring your work. I see people coming onto your path that are going to want to work with you or help you to create this 10 of Pentacles. We have the 3 of Pence with the 7 of Wands. The Divine is really saying here next month in March to keep going, to stay the course. And things may be a little bit chaotic. There may be a lot going on here, but this is Mars and Leo energy. So it's really like, to me, that's like what's in here. I'm anchored in that, and that's that. Like, I'm standing up for what I believe, or I'm continuing to build what is on my heart to build, and I'm not kind of budging. It really is. So with that mutable energy coming through, there may be shifts and changes and unexpected things happening, but it's like we're able to kind of roll with those punches. We're able to be mutable and shift with the shifting energy to ultimately get to where we're going. Also with this 7 of Wands, the Divine is saying, look, you have the upper ground here, Sagittarius, hold the line. That's kind of the energy for me, where you've overcome a lot, right? 5 of Wands, the chaos, the competition. 6 of Wands, you're standing victorious. 7 of Wands, now you need to hold that space, because now there's going to be other things happening that are trying to get that space. And that's very like cryptic and metaphorical, but it's going to resonate differently for everyone. Basically, that's why I always just say hold the line. This is March, is you holding the line. I feel like you guys are getting a lot of attention here in March. Maybe you're putting your work out there, or some type of energies are shifting for you where you're being noticed more. April, May, June, we have the World. And then the exact 2 cards that came out in the theme of your message for the year. The theme was Temperance, and what came out was the Knight of Wands. You got the World with Temperance and the Knight of Wands. What this feels like for the second quarter is that it's going to be about being bold, Sag, and taking action and going for it, so to speak. But it's like this patient, careful, kind of calculated energy where you're transmuting the energies around you, and you're very much in your world, in your space, in your spirit, and you're not letting anything sway you from that, and you're continuing to take bold action toward, whatever, just forward, right? And with the World, I think you're moving forward in a big way. I really feel that the door is closing on an old chapter for you. April. What's April look like for Sag? 454 is a number that's coming through for you. Wow, and 343. So 454, 343, you may be seeing mirrored numbers. April. That's too many, Spirit. What is this? Damn. So we have the Eight of Wands, the Queen of Cups with the Seven of Cups. May. I'm going to grab May and June. A lot of heat coming through in your message as well, and I feel you're gonna have to keep your cool. You're gonna have to stay cool. There is something here about kind of working with maybe this fire energy, or transmuting this heat, transmuting and refocusing your energy. It's like taking this heat and directing it and transmuting it to create something period. Okay, and June. So April, we have, like I said, the Eight of Wands, the Queen of Cups, and the Seven of Cups. This is all about you trusting and following your intuition moving forward through the beginning of this second quarter, and really doing your absolute best not to think about the worst case scenarios and get kind of caught up in the what ifs and things like that. I think this really feels like a lot of sages are being called out of their comfort zone, or they're being called to take action or make this bold move or something like that. And I really feel like this is going to propel you forward in a big way, but you're being asked to work with the energy. I don't necessarily feel like this is going to be just easy. I feel like you're transmuting a lot, and I also feel you're overcoming a lot internally, self-doubt, self-worth stuff, things like that. May, we have this, you did it though. Like, whatever you're intuitively being guided to do, there's options, there's choices here. It's like, we're moving forward, we could do this, that, or the third. It's like, don't spend too much time overanalyzing or stressing all of the different options or ways you could go. Go with what you know, go with your gut, go with what your guides, your ancestors are calling you toward right now, Sagittarius, because it's going to be a win. For some of you, it's like this connection with some type of soulmate on your path. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic either, right? Because I do see a lot of work stuff coming up for you this year, but I feel like new soulmates are entering your path here, and I really see sages being recognized in a big way. Maybe some of you are public figures in one way or another, or you're on stage, or you're putting your creations out there. I really feel like you're going to be getting a lot of good attention this year, because of either how far you've came, or what you're creating, or whatever this, you're turning this into this. It's like, for instance, man, I've seen Sag go through so much, and they're just glowing now. It could be something as simple as that, but it's like you are being recognized for how far you've come, Sag, and it feels like you're just glowing here as you move into this second quarter, which brings us to June, where we have the Moon, the Knight of Pentacles. I think there's an ending here. What is this? It almost feels like the clearing of a relationship. A lot of Cancerian energy coming through as well. This could have something to do with family, or the mother, with the Moon being out here as well, now that I think of it. What is this? To me, it feels like energetically a cycle is over and done with, and you feel that. It's like we're lighter. It's not coming up in our mental space anymore. And we are able to move forward. So as you end out this second quarter here, it really almost feels like you're putting the stamp on the past and clearing it. July, August, September, we have the Chariot. Again, we have the Chariot and the Page of Swords. There was, oh, and you know what? Justice. So that makes sense too, that you're like putting the stamp on an old chapter. It's the karma has been cleared, the contract is done and over with, Chariot, and we're moving forward in this new direction with these new ideas, possibly with these new conversations. It really feels like between the second and third quarter here, Sag, you're like different. In a good way. It feels like you're being like renewed internally. And I guess the best way that I can put that, because I'm feeling it very strongly, it's like everything you've been through and have been working through, it's all very present here in us. As we move into this, out of this second and into this third quarter, it's like that's not even here anymore. We are like victorious, we're moving forward, we're shining, we're glowing, we feel that the energy has been cleared, and we are having new conversations and diving down new rabbit holes and entertaining new ideas, new visions, new dreams here, new downloads. Some of you may be like doing something with a website or some type of something online here between the second and third quarter. I'm feeling you like connecting with new. It's like you're plugging into new everything, really. It feels very, very new as we move into this third quarter. So let's look at, what is it, April, May, June, July, August, September. What's July look like for Sag? Please, Spirit, thank you. What's July looking like for Sag? I'm just getting confirmation here that there's like this old Ten of Wands in reverse. What we just got, what that was out here before was the Ten of Swords in reverse. Five of Wands in reverse. It's like we're coming out of this chaos, and this weight is coming up off of us. This last chapter, this hurt, this pain, it's being healed. You're connecting with yourself. What is this though? July, what is this? It's healing. This is like emotional, spiritual healing. Temperance, King of Cups out here. Hermit on the bottom. So why is this? Let's look at August and September. I'm having trouble kind of putting together why this is so relevant here, as I feel it's back here as well. Maybe it's just like solidifying into your everyday reality as you move into. That's why I want to look a little bit forward and see what else we have. Chariot to the Fool to the Three of Wands. Man, I feel like similar energy was coming through in Leo's energy. Maybe some of you have Leo in your chart. As I say that, we're getting into the fourth quarter. We have a lot of Leo energy out here as well. So it's as you move into this third quarter, It's like new me, who this? Fool, Three of Wands, Page of Wands. Man, some of you could have like some new connections coming in through this third quarter. I feel in a more romantic sense. That may be back here as well, but for a lot of you, I feel these people are more so like soulmates that are playing some type of role on your path, even if it's just friends, acquaintances. These are like new connections. Here, this feels more romantic, I guess you could say. September. Now, for others, this August energy is like a brand new, you're moving through this portal into this new project, or you're really bringing it out into the physical here in some way. For others, this is like new hobbies and new passions that you're really diving into and having fun with. It really feels like there's a period here where I feel like you're letting a lot of energetic weight go. So maybe even through this year, you have like a huge spiritual awakening or like emotional release or something like that. Because then you just move into this energy where it just feels so light and quick and swift and lighthearted and happy. Optimistic, just beautiful energy here. September. I be getting cards all over the place. See, as I say that too, the neighborhood kids out there like playing, fooling around, laughing. That's the energy. It's like we're chilling now. There's none of that. That dark cloud is gone. Yeah, okay, so the Page of Wands. Some of you may be getting a raise as you move into through this third quarter, like some type of raise, or you're bringing a new offering to the table that's going to bring in a lot of abundance, something like that. Let's move into this last quarter where we have Three of Wands in the Strength. Now, let's not forget we kind of ended this third quarter off with that Three of Wands. October, November, December. There's something about the transits come this as you move through October, November, December. So like Libra, Scorpio season may have some significance for some of you. Now, what is this Three of Wands? Because you have something coming in, some type of manifestation, some type of person, some type of opportunity coming in. This feels like it's something that you're aware of. So it feels like a seed that you have planted is kind of coming to fruition here. So let's see what this is. What's October look like? The World, the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Cups, Justice came out with it as well. So for some of you, this is some type of new connection or new person that's entering your reality come this last quarter. Maybe in Scorpio season or Libra season, or they may have like prominent Scorpio or Libra placements. Some of you are going to be hitting some transits around that time that are going to help this shift. So, I mean, that's going to be different, and specific for each different person. But it's being highlighted for some reason. And I think for a lot of you, this is some type of like soulmate energy. And maybe back here in this third quarter is when you start connecting with this person, especially because we had that Page of Wands. This could be like messaging or emailing back and forth or coming across somebody online or something like that. For For some of you, you may be traveling to see somebody that you've been talking to, or you may be traveling for this business project or this new idea or whatever this is that you have going on here. And maybe that's kind of tying in with this double Three of Wands out here as well. I also am getting the Six of Wands with the double Three of Wands being out here, which is a victory. It is kind of being center stage. It is overcoming some turbulence and being looked at as the best, or being looked up to. So you may be going somewhere to shine your light, right? Or to host an event or something like that as well for some of you. Some of you as well, this is not a message for everyone. Some of you are dealing with some legal stuff, some court stuff, and it feels like toward the end of this year, there's a good result. Things are working out in your favor. So, a lot of you are getting this offer from somebody, though. Air sign, water sign. They could have heavy air or water. I never add too much relevance to the signs and stuff. We're all of the signs. November, December. For some of you, could be a Leo with the strength out here. What's November, December? I also see that, to me, for you, Sag, this strength indicates a certain level of like self-mastery. Because of all you've been through, the healing, the work that you've done, it feels like you are truly moving from a completely different energetic space here. Very, very wise, very self-controlled. The Sun. The Tower, the Two of Swords, and the Strength. So there's some type of like, what is this, Spirit? Yeah. Some type of truth being revealed or blockage being removed here. Some type of flash insight or breakthrough or epiphany coming through here toward the end of this year. I think for a lot of you, what this feels like just symbolically is like you're at a crossroads here. Do I go this way or do I go this way, or what do I do? And something happens that brings you the clarity, and that can manifest in so many different ways, but it's like this light bulb coming on and you're very clear on which way you need to go. And I feel like you got the strength and twice out here. It did clarify itself at the end of this last quarter here. With the Nine of Wands, which is all about strength and it's all about perseverance. They call the Nine of Wands, the wounded warrior. It's about setting healthy boundaries, but it's at the same time, it's like not putting your walls up, right? Or hiding yourself away from the world. It's like we learn how to set healthy boundaries, and then we do that, and we trust our higher guidance and our intuition as we move forward. But this is it. This is how we end out the year, and it is a 9 year. So it's like this is all over. You're in a much better space. There's victory here. I think you're starting new projects or getting in and starting new relationships and connections that are like soul family that are supposed to be part of this next chapter. And that's what I see you doing here. Straddling worlds, right? Wandering between realms. It's like this year in between, you're handling a lot, you're working through a lot, but there's new doors opening like every time you close a door. And it's not just about closing the door, right? We have to understand what was in that room and why we needed to experience that before we can just close the door. A message came out at the end of Leo's reading yesterday that was like, we can use that spirituality shit as a kind of a cop out to keep clearing and to keep releasing and to just move to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And it's not about that. This path is not about that. It's about our evolution and growth, and it's not just like clear it and run away from it. It's like, no, why were we here in the first place, you know? And I see you cultivating that understanding throughout this year and working with the energies, the good, the bad, and the ugly, Sag, and whipping that shit up, turning it into gold. I think this is going to be such a transformative year. As I say that on the split with someone beeping outside, we have the death card. I think this is going to be one of the most transformative years of your life. I really see you coming into connection with your people. And it's like your frequency and you yourself, Sag, have changed so much, but now you're like in that authenticity and letting that light shine, and it's attracting your tribe, your people, your lovers, your friends, your partners, all of that. Let's grab, I didn't do this for any of the other signs. One sec. I'm being called to grab you a card of advice, and then we'll get into the oracle cards. What is the advice here for... What's the advice for Sag? Queen of Wands as I look down on the bottom. Let's go. What's the advice for Sag? Four of Swords. And that is exactly why... You guys, this is crazy. Four of Swords and Four of Pentacles. Sagittarius, you are literally moving into a new world. Four is like Earth. Physical reality. You got that Garden of Venus, rest and renewal. You got that mutable energy. Luck is on your side, straddling worlds. This is all about self-care. This is about connection with spirit. And it is about stepping out of your comfort zone, releasing the past, releasing the old ways of doing things, loosening your grip a little bit, Sagittarius, and allowing room for what could be. Sometimes when we're holding on to something so tight, the vision of how things should be, or how we should be, or how much we should make, or how we should do things, it's like we constrict the energy. And I think the divine is wanting to show you, especially with this Jupiter energy, with Sag energy down here, so much Jupiter energy in your reading. It's like things could be so much bigger and so much better. It's like, will you allow that? Will you allow that? Will you be bold? Will you take action? Will you embody your authenticity? And just, I think, simply loosen your grip a little bit, Sagittarius, and watch these miracles unfold. I think you're building something beautiful. I think the work you're doing on yourself is beautiful. I think you've come a long way, Sagittarius, and this is the portal, 1111, where you come, where you have fun, where you celebrate, where you come into union with what is for you. Okay, let's grab some oracle cards. I just wanted to see what Spirit was talking about. What's the message for Sag? Sagittarius, I want to thank you all again for being in this space, for stopping through and showing love. Drop it down in the comments. Let me know you're here. Check in with your boy. Drop that sun emoji, or that lion. I'm just gonna clear some of this energy. All right, We're going to grab a message from the cosmos for you. We're going to grab a message from your own mind. We're going to grab a message from the Threads of Fate Oracle, and we will grab a message from the Divine Mother as well. See what Ma has to say to the sages. Message from Sag's mind, please, Spirit. What's a message from Sag's mind? Sheesh, let's go. Can I get one more? You gotta jump in. You're being asked to take a chance and to give whatever you're questioning a try. The stars will never all align in just the right way. Sometimes you have to take that leap anyway. This is that time. Four of Pentacles, right? To jump in and detach. You're being asked to detach from something that you've been holding on to. When we hold on too tightly to the desired outcome, it restricts the flow. Wow, trust that the outcome will work out and let go of your attachment to it. And you also got give as well, Sag. One of the best feelings we can experience is giving to others. When we do so, we feel lifted up and our lives improve greatly because of someone else's happiness. Think of one way you can give to another today. A message from the cosmos for Sag, please, Spirit. Live your life with both feet in. Commit fully to being here. Can we get one more? Thank you. Trust yourself always and trust others once they've earned it, Sag. Let's grab a Threads of Fate. What is the message for Sagittarius, please? Thank you, Spirit. Reflect. And you got this power as well. Are there places you're giving your power? Wow. And then you got the Sage under that. And I consider y'all the sages of the zodiac. So I like that. I like that. But the Ace of Wands, right? Which you did have as well. And I do feel like you're being called into your power and boldness and authenticity throughout this year as well. Let's read this Reflect card, though. Water Energy 84. Without a reflective practice, we end up repeating the same patterns over and over again, unable to reach our potential. This card asks you to sit in silence for a few moments and reflect upon what has been coming up for you recently. What emotions do you find yourself experiencing continuously? What situations do you find yourself in often? If you're finding unease in any area of your life, have you experienced it before? When? When was the first time you remember feeling this way? How did your family handle these sorts of situations when you were young? Consider journaling around these questions and allowing whatever needs to come out to do so. When we reflect, the intention is not to fix, but to simply view ourselves and our lives with less bias and more openness. Swan medicine coming through with this card as well. Some of you may see a swan for confirmation, or maybe that's something that holds meaning to you, or it might be something that you've already been seeing. Swan is a very helpful companion when doing reflective work, as they encourage us to be gentle with ourselves, reminding us that transformation is always possible. She asks you to examine how you treat yourself when doing internal work. Is it with a sense of shame or harshness, or do you approach it with a sense of wonder and gentleness? Call upon the spirit of the swan to hold loving space for you and to guide you in cultivating tenderness toward yourself. Sag, my babies, it's okay. You are beautiful. love yourself. Give yourself the space and the grace to do this life shit, to do this thing we call life, my babies. Let's grab a message from the Divine Mother as well. What's the message for my beautiful sages? It's a message for Sag. You got Kaladada. When hope is lost and a way forward cannot be sensed, Kali's love will find a way. If the path does not yet exist, then it shall be created. If you cannot see or feel how you can move from where you're at to where you want to be, Kali's wisdom and grace will manifest at the perfect time to provide exactly what is needed. And you also got Chamunda. Knowing what to allow and what to fight for or against requires wisdom. Chamunda is the fearlessness, wisdom, patience, and discipline required to conquer a difficult situation. Chamunda is the power to accomplish what you need and desire. She's with you now. Her presence now portends to a truly exceptional breakthrough on your path. I see it. I feel it for you, Sag. I hope you were able to take something from this message. I hope it helped in some way. Hope this message found y'all blessed and well. I hope you're enjoying this new year, the first quarter of this new year, 414. Lots of synchronicities, lots of mirror numbers coming through for you during this message, Sagittarius. So maybe there's something being mirrored back to you, or maybe it's that reflect energy. So I hope this message helped, family. I love and appreciate y'all so much. I am actually just having to jump into my personal sessions, my live sessions for the night, so I'm gonna get this up as quick as I can, get it to y'all, and I hope to see you beautiful beings on the next reading.